Ladies and gentlemen, punctuality is my mentality. Listen, I am in the mud. I feel like I'm the away team in the home ground. Like the subscribers have got me by the neck right now. Do you know what I mean? Yesterday was a sticky one. It was a real sticky one. I didn't even know. I'm so sorry. I didn't even know. I literally it was like midnight and I was just going through my phone at my girl's house. I was just chilling. I was just vibing. I was like, I got a stream tomorrow 11 a.m. with Joel and Turkish. And then I go onto Twitter, I check my DMs and they're like, yo, Matisse, when are you starting the stream? I said, what? I said, what do you mean when am I starting the stream? I go into my live chat and it's just, boo, chaos. I was like, got man them from India, from all over the world telling me, yo, I'm up at 4 a.m. When is this stream starting? I said, Jesus is Lord. So for that reason, man can only extend his apologies. I'm so sorry. Lateness is greatness. We'll never be that late. And to make it up to you, I feel like I need to do a forfeit. Because if you're at work and you're that late, you're in trouble, right? And it was an hour until I clocked my mistake. So we're on time now, but we're going to do a forfeit. We're in trouble, right? So what I'm saying to myself is, if this gets 500 likes, I am going to go bald. That's right, okay? I'm going to cut off all my hair, literally nothing. No beard, no hair, nothing. We're going to shave it all off. As soon as this stream hits 500 likes, if you want it done, if you want me punished that badly, for the next stream, you'll see me bald, right? I'm not joking. So get this to 500. There's definitely enough of you to get it done. If you really want me punished for what happened last night, get the likes up to 500. And I swear to you, next stream you see me, I will be bald. And to give you an extra layer of goodness, I thought to myself, listen, Drogba's been copping a lot of slander over the international break. And I thought there's no better way to big up Drogba and to talk about, you know, some other underrated players as well, but mainly Drogba, then bringing two Arsenal fans on the show. So Turkish is going to join us in about 5 minutes. I got Joe in the backstage right now. I thought, let's give Drogba some respect. So let's get it done, people. And like I said, you already know the forfeit. Get it done if you want it. Yo, people, welcome back into the building. You already know what time it is. I'm joined by Joel. Turkish will join us in a minute. Joel, what are you saying, bro? I saw your tweet last night. What did you make of all the madness?
What am I saying? What are you saying, bro? You look like you're still up from yesterday, 11 p.m. at night, my guy. Damn. Living it. So you're out here on stream times. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you've lost the plot, mate. You know, I'm coming from. Don't matter if you got the line in Scotland, yeah? Try to convince us that everything's all right. I know when things are right and I know when things are not. I'm looking forward to you bloody shaving this thing, bruv. So please, guys, make sure you remove the dislike buttons, move him to the like button so this guy can cut his hair. Not just because of the forfeit, but because he just needs it. He just needs it.
Yo, listen, everybody's been cussing my trim for the longest. I thought to myself, I need to punish myself because I felt really bad. Like, I'm not going to lie. After I clocked it and I changed the time because I got 11 p.m. I didn't change to AM. For a good hour, I was just sitting down. I was like, raw, I've mugged everybody off. And because lateness is greatness is my slogan, everybody just chilled. They was like, yo, Matisse is coming. It's not a problem. This is not out of character. They're all just chilling in the live chat. Man's just not even there. I said to myself, raw, I'm in trouble, you know. I'm in trouble. So I'm the away team today. Do you know what I'm saying? The subscribers are the home team. You man are running the show. And I thought to myself, listen, Joel, we speak about it every international break. Drogba cops so much slander. We're not just going to talk about Drogba the whole stream because I don't want to do that to you in Turkish when he arrives. Do you know what I mean? But we'll talk about, you know, other great strikers as well that maybe don't get their flowers. But Drogba, bro, why is it this generation can't appreciate what this guy did? Because you saw him in his prime. I saw him. Maybe the statistics don't match up to your Harry Kanes and your Mohamed Salahs, but why do you think this generation can't pay him no respect?
First of all, yeah, like I only get I didn't know this Drogba thing was a thing until I started speaking to you, and you're the one who schooled me on it. I was moving like an uncle. I was like, Matisse, what's this about Drogba? What's this? So you brought me up to speed about this time ago. You know what I'm saying? But when I started looking into it, every international break, I now look out for it. And sometimes I think they got to be joking, right? It must be a joke, you know, like why they're like this. And but yeah, literally, it's literally been interesting to me that people want to take away from his greatness sometimes. And I think, all right, don't get me wrong, yeah. Yes, he banged in big goals against Arsenal. Like, I get it, innit?
Pammed, bro. Pammed goals.
Yeah. And his record might not have been great, like in general, but he, for me, was a new type of striker where Man United probably the first to start going one up top. So, for example, when they had gotten rid of Cole and York, they switched it. Ruud van Nistelrooy was the main guy. Then they might have played Scholes off him. Do you know where I'm coming from? Like, they switched it around a little bit.
Yeah.
When Drogba came in, his first season for me, I didn't think he was that great. But
took him a while.
Getting used to it and that. But it wasn't until his second season that I started respecting Don. Like, it wasn't the slick hair, because I was never really a fan of that thing anyway. Like, I'm like,
man, he's the only
I mean, like,
that can gel that hair back and
bro,
no qualms.
He should have been sponsored by Soul Glow or one of them things there, because seriously, a hair relaxing company, like, just for me. Like, some of you guys might not know it unless you got sisters and mums and that. But anyway, it wasn't until like his second season that I just thought, right, you know what, he's cold. Because yes, he doesn't score in every game. I will always put that out there. He wasn't terrific, but the way he brought in players.
Exactly.
The way he brought, I'm yet to see a defender, even on the show, name dropping, that I do a Rio, Vibe with 5, every Monday at PM. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't, there's no one that says Drogba, easy game. Easy.
Bro, every defender, bro, you know, Jamie Carragher, they all talk about Drogba being a handful. And that, for me, is the mark of a top striker when the top defenders, because I'm not going to lie to you, this is a whole other thing, and I'll wait for Turkish to get here before I really pull the rabbit out of the hat. But I do feel like the standard and the level of defending has dropped off a bit, especially when you look at how many world-class defenders there are now in comparison to when Drogba was playing. I feel like there's a lot less. But we'll get into that and maybe the reasons why. But I feel like his link-up play and the way that he could hold the ball, people don't appreciate, you know, getting the ball and holding it on the halfway line. Because Chelsea used to always sit quite deep. So to relieve pressure, we didn't play out from the back and do all this saucy stuff we're doing now. We used to launch it. Petr Cech used to launch it, bro. And then
he can ball.
Yeah.
He can ball. You see, Drogba can ball. Do you see, like, Heskey's good, yeah? Like, big up Heskey and that, but Drogba's like the level up. You get me? Level up. You know, man, I'm probably saying, why is he using Heskey as a compare? Because Heskey was also a bully. You get me?
Yeah.
And Heskey, you know, he was good at what he did. You know, he needed Owen needed him. They did their thing. But drugs, nah, bro. Let's hold it there though. I'm seeing. Let's go into the comments right now, because I'm seeing some people are drinking very early in the morning.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I saw it.
Certain man.
Let me wait.
Certain men are drinking, and I'm here to tell you that, guys, you should not be drinking mad thing. Do you know what I mean?
Especially at 11 a.m. in the morning. You know what I'm
11 a.m., drink with limits. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying this guy should drink. Jesus drank wine, you get me? But he didn't drink to get drunk. So that's what I'm saying for you, man. Yeah? I'm seeing certain man here trying to say, Drogba's miles ahead of Thierry Henry. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now.
And again, you know? this is where... And like I said, we're going to get into this. Turkish is here now, but this is where things get too personal. The Blue Boys Network says 12 hours late, you know. Yeah, listen, bro, it's a mad one. Turkish, welcome. Late. I mean, but before we kick really into this debate, Turkish, welcome into the building, bro. How are you doing?
I'm good, G. Sorry for being late. But I see this video was set for 11 p.m. last night. I was thinking, did I get it wrong?
Bro, can you see the dislikes on this stream, bro?
Oh, I swear down, people are vexed.
Bro, they changed their mind though. They're turning them to likes now. The haters.
Bro, I've never had this many dislikes in it. I said this to when I was leaving this morning. I said I'm coming into my channel as the away team. I'm getting booed. I can hear the jeers. I know when I come in here, it's a cauldron. I'm coming into the new camp. The referee's blowing whistles. Van Persie can't hear it. Do you know what I mean? It's all that. It's all
and the Chiefs and all that.
So in case you missed it, so the way that I'm, you know, bouncing back and trying to give love back to the people for my lateness last night is that if this gets 500 likes, yeah, I'm going bald, and I'm going bald as soon as it hits 500 likes. So, by the way, if this is 500 likes before the Big Six tonight, I'm going to be bald on the Big Six show. So that is the motivation.
Please,
Can I tweet? Yeah. All right. Say no
Bro,
more.
you know what's
because
nuts?
you know
Yeah?
Saeed is gonna go for me.
I'm looking at your hair, bro, and you look like Tintin. You look like a black Tintin, bro. Like I used to watch Tintin growing up. Like, yeah, but you look like all you got to do is the quiff bit, and you're set.
It's
Magic.
peak.
It looks like
It's
a cap. It looks like a granddad. You know I wear them granddad caps sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Your hair actually looks
Bro.
like the granddad cap, bro.
Bro, I'm about to go into ASOS or wherever I need to go and get myself a hat so soon. But like I said, people, if you get this up to 500 likes, I'm going bald on the Big Six tonight. I'm going bald on my next stream over the weekend. I probably won't have the hat till Monday. But to get back into the topic, Turkish didn't know what this was going to be about. I didn't give him notice. Listen, homage has to be paid to Drogba today. I don't know if you've seen it, but on Twitter, every international break, I keep telling Joe, I said, control your people. Drogba's getting slandered, dragged, all left, right, and center. There's no respect. There's no homage being paid. And I thought, cheekily, two Arsenal fans will know better than anyone, right? So that's what I'm doing. But we'll obviously talk about other strikers. I mean, bro, where do you think it stems from, Turkish, from all this Drogba slander? Like, do you think it's because he had such a mad record against the top 6 or the top 4 clubs? Because his record against the big teams was so mad. Do you feel like people are just scarred and they're hurting in their hearts, and that's why they're just retaliating now all these years later?
You know what it is? The slander comes, yeah, because Drogba's overrated and underrated, you know?
Yeah.
It's mad that he's both, but the slander comes because he's your greatest striker, right? Yeah. And when you compare him to Arsenal's greatest striker or City's greatest striker or even United's, he doesn't quite cut the mustard. That's where he falls down, in my opinion. And because Chelsea fans want to compare him to the greatest strikers of our teams, that's where the slander comes from. Because on the opposite side, everyone's like, hey, hold on, you can't be comparing Drogba to him and then put Drogba down.
Yeah. You
know, in comparisons, people tend to put the other one down instead of highlighting the greatness of the one you're supporting. You know, that's just the culture that we live in. And I think that's where it stems from. And then obviously on top of that, you had the goals in against Arsenal, and the Arsenal fan base on Twitter is rife. None of us are really going to like him too much after what he's done to us, innit? So I think it's that, but he is overrated and underrated at the same time. It's a bit mad that I like him. I also say he can't be compared to the king.
I'm gonna bring that up. I'm gonna bring that up. But before we get into them comparisons that are made, that by the way, I take no responsibility for. I swear down. I know he ain't better than Thierry, but we're gonna get into that. But before we do, I mean, let's just quickly go through, you know, Drogba's strong traits. Like as opposition fans, what did you fear going into the game? Because it's not this. It might not. I mean, when it came to Drogba and Arsenal, there was this inevitability about it, and it's the same inevitability I felt as a young kid when I see Henry with the black gloves. I just knew it was going to be peak.
It's down. You know it's going down.
Yeah.
You know
what did you see from Drogba, and you was like, yo, it's going to be long today? Is it the leadership? Is it the hold up, the physicality, the free kicks? Well, talk to me.
You know, let me move the mic closer for
this. Sometimes it's confidence. I think Drogba was a very, very confident player in his abilities.
Yeah.
You know, he went out on that pitch knowing he can bully, man. That goes a long way. When you know you're strong, when you know defenders are not, you know, they don't want to play you, you've already got that advantage going onto the pitch. And I think Drogba had that against the majority, including Arsenal. Yeah. You know, once you get that in your head that you know you can bully a team, you know, that's what Drogba was the best at up top.
Go on, Joe.
Nah, you know what? Yeah, it goes with what Turkish was saying. Like, he weren't going into those games like, I ain't scored a lot of goals this season. You know what I mean? I know he weren't scoring a lot of goals those seasons, unless they were in the big games. But he weren't going into a game like, I've had a bad run where I haven't scored for 3 or 4 games. People weren't even looking at him like that. He knows, like he wasn't the type of striker that wanted all the glory for himself. Yeah. If Drogba could lay one out for Frank Lampard to get the winner or anyone around him, he will go for that. He doesn't mind that. And that sometimes is scary because he was such a team guy, you know, like you could tell that he had a big personality on the pitch, but also off the pitch in the dressing room. Like, come on, like them top strikers that Turkish was talking about, bro, they respected him, bro. Like, they weren't looking at him like small fry. And in this industry, in this game, in the footballing world, them big strikers don't rate everyone, you know. They don't rate everyone at all. So the fact that he was up there and people can consider him as one of the greats, yeah, he's never going to be a prolific goal scorer. But when you needed that guy, my word, he showed up. And that's the criticism that a lot of players have for their current strikers, where they're banging in bare goals and that. But in the big games, you're like, where are they, bro? Where are they?
Because it's all good stat padding against your Wigan Athletics and whatnot. And the thing is as well, that never really gets taken into context. Drogba never took his penalties, you know? That was Lampard's thing. So, you know, as a big team, you know, penalties can add on a good 5-10 goals to your tally, potentially for the season in all comps. Especially as a big team, as you attack more, you win more penalties. If you see the players that are atop of the penalty charts, it's always your Bruno Fernandez's and your and Harry Kane's. It's not going to be guys from, you know, from Newcastle and whatnot, because they don't win as many penalties. You add fans into that equation as well. You put that pressure on a referee in those home games at Old Trafford and whatnot. You're going to get your penalties. And Drogba was a good penalty taker, as we saw in Munich and we saw in that game against Wigan in the 8-0 win when he won the title. He could take penalties, but that was always Lampard's thing. And you're spot on about the fact that he was selfless as well, because like you said, he would hold the ball up, give it to Lampard, and Lampard would get his 20 goals a season, and Drogba did it. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. So for me, I think in that 09-10 season, I don't know if you guys remember it, when Chelsea won under Carlo Ancelotti and he got the golden boot. That was when Drogba was mad. Like, it's almost like he saw the slander over the years. He was like, yo, I've got vengeance in my heart now. I'm going to go mad. And I'm going to absolutely just kill this league. And that's what ended up happening. And I think what Turkish was saying earlier was spot on, is the fact that, I mean, some people in the chat are hyping me up to do it. I'm not going to. But because people hype him up to be better than Henry and all
who are these people? Who are these people? Turkish, are you hearing those people? Because I don't hear those people.
I see someone called Henry selfish in there that put his goals and assists together and go see how selfish he is, my guy. The only player to get 20 goals, 20 assists in the league. What's an assist? Unselfish. My guy, Thierry the King. Sorry, I had to get that in there.
Argument done.
Mad chat here. In 09-10 Prem, Drogba got 29 goals. Only one was a pen. He went to AFCON for a month during that season as well. He could have easily reached 35 plus in the Prem in one season. It's true. And again, we're not going to be biased on here. Henry, for me, was the best striker in the Premier League. I keep saying this. Everywhere I go, it's the one player I'm not even going to get into tribal wars about. Like, if you actually watch Henry and his ability to take it from the halfway line, dribble past people, cut in from the left, header, shoot with both feet, pace, power, strength. Listen, he had it all. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think that's why potentially why Drogba gets that heat on Twitter, is because sometimes Chelsea fans take it too far. And I think if you man are being honest with yourselves, then you know, if you watched Henry, you know he was levels. But just giving Drogba that isolation, he was just a top striker. Is there any other strikers you guys feel that, or any other players at your club that you feel are underrated by this generation?
Listen, my favorite player of all time is underrated by this generation, Zinedine Zidane. You know, people want to look at his stats and act like, oh, what was he doing during that? Listen, people don't know what football was about them times. It wasn't all about stats. Trust me. Zidane was different.
I think about Ronaldinho, you know.
Yeah, so do I.
Yo, Ronaldinho is my favorite, one of my favorite players.
And what's funny about that, is I put him above Dino because the main argument for me is World Cup final, Champions League final. He stood up, and that's similar to Drogba, you know. Drogba stood up in the finals. But I think there's a lot of players from back in the day that don't get the credit they deserve, man. This generation's all about putting others down. That's literally it. It's not about bigging yourselves up. It's about putting others down. That's why the respect is so minimal on Twitter, especially. It's minimal. You know, and I get it. When a player has big moments for you, like the Champions League header from Drogba and all those other moments, they stick with you, innit? They make you biased without even knowing it, because those are the moments that have brought out a different sort of emotion from you. And I get that. I can completely understand that. Those ones I completely understand. But when it gets to the technicalities and people try and slander the some of the greatest names of our, 90s, 2000s and whatnot, just because of stats. That doesn't sit well with me, man. Bergkamp probably wouldn't get the ratings he
the game back then wasn't so focused on stats, was it? Do you know what I mean? Like, people weren't adding up goals, assists, pre-assists.
XG,
do you know what I mean? And
XA.
trying to put it all together to make a package and be like, yeah, that was good. Do you know what I mean? No one, you have to combine the eye test with what you're seeing with the stats. Always watch the game and then see if the stats back it up. I don't want to mention Bruno Fernandes, so I'm going to move on and leave it. But
wait. I ain't said my bit yet, Matisse. I want to ride back for what Turkish has said. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Some people, they start to get carried away with the moments. That's what I'm saying. Is it even good to get me and Turkish on? Because I'm just going to be back and forth agreeing with him. People look at Origi, yeah, and to them, Origi. Don't get it twisted. Origi is a bench warmer. Yeah. Don't care what he's done for you. Don't care what hairstyle he had. The hairstyle with the corner. He's still Origi to me. I'd rather Martinelli. Flipping. And I look at, but then going back to Zidane. The reason why I'm going back to that is because that's a passion of mine. Like, I speak to a lot of people, and a lot of men tell me they rather Ronaldinho, and I don't argue with them. I kind of give it one of those. Fair enough. You're entitled to your opinion because he was a good player. Yeah. But I look at not just the longevity. That's not the only argument. Yeah. I look at them, man. I heard Carlo Ancelotti interview. Yeah, he was chatting to Rio and he said that Zidane changed his way of thinking when he looked at a position. Because when he was managing Zidane, he said, and please don't quote this part, but he said something like, the way the positioning was, he had advised him that in order to allow him to play, they should try a different type of formation. Now, you guys, I don't know if you guys remember, back in the day, it was just 4-4-2. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but he was one of the first people to see it the way the Brazilians had seen it. Now, people wonder why you could have all these Kakas, all these, Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Rivaldo, all of them just playing in the same team is because the way they saw football was different. That's why England tried to push Scholes on the left and it didn't work. And when
England never deep to get that 3-man midfield, did
they? It was shambles. Yeah, shambles. But Zidane made people think about football in a different way, think about their runs in a different way. I think Ronaldinho was probably the best majestically when you see him and what he does individually with a ball. He
was playing like Samba.
Yeah, but Zidane was able to bring the best out of a team without being that fast, right? Without just 10 seconds ahead, man. So if you young boys out here stat paddling and stuff don't know about Zinedine Zidane, please, my friends, go do the research.
Trust me. What do you know about 2 headers in a World Cup final? What do you know about throwing up and then scoring a penalty to beat England in the last couple minutes in the penalty and a free kick in injury time. Headbutt in a World Cup final, a volley in a Champions League final. He retired at the international stage. It's mad. If it wasn't for David Trezeguet, there'd be no argument. That's why I don't like Trezeguet. Trezeguet ruined Zidane's, exit from the game. If he had won if he had scored, he missed the penalty in the final.
Oh yeah.
Zidane headbutted my man.
I love Trezeguet. That's why I'm ready to defend him.
I can't. He let Zidane down. Score that penalty and put it away, and the headbutt goes with the World Cup, and it's a nice day. But
it reminds me, it's of a lesser scale. But when Ronaldo scored that goal for Portugal, where he lobbed the keeper. And then Nani tapped it in, and he was offside. Was robbery. But also, do you not feel like there's less and less of those throwback footballers? Like, we talk about Zidane, we talk about Ronaldinho. To a lesser extent, I'm talking way to a lesser extent, not even in the same level, but an Adel Taarabt or a Ben Arfa or even a Nani at Man United. Do you not feel like there's, I don't know, maybe it's just me, I don't know if it's nostalgia, but I feel like there's less of these guys. Like, it's only really Grealish and there's a couple in the Prem, but Hazard's gone now, he's injured. I feel like his career is nearly done. Sad, Chelsea fans will be crying with me in the chat, but that is probably the realism of the situation. He's probably not going to reach his heights again. Do you not feel like football we're running out of these throwback footballers, or is that just me just being nostalgic? I mean, anybody jump in there.
Joel, go ahead.
Yes and no. I think when you're living in a moment, sometimes you don't know how great it is. And I think that's a big disrespect because we've still got Messi and Ronaldo playing at the moment. Yeah. If people want to talk about nostalgia, those two are probably going to be one of the greatest nostalgia moments of all time. Like, yes, people might say Ronaldo is just about the goal and they call goals and they call him Pinaldo or whatever. But the reality is you ain't going to get another player like him. And all the greats will tell you that. And Zidane, same thing. Online, I always banter. I pretend I'm Team CR7 on social media sites. But the reality is I'm actually Team Messi. But you got to expose yourself now. Listen, I just do it for jokes, man. They can take it how they want to take it. But I look at those two players. And then I look at the generation. You can already see the media's building up Haaland and Mbappe. So, you know, I do get you ain't got your Roberto Baggios, you ain't got your Del Pieros, you ain't got your, do you know what I mean? Your Cannavaros, you ain't got, nah, I'm not talking about Raquel, I'm talking about the big boy players. Big boy players, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't got your Ancelottis, your Ruud Hillets, you ain't got those guys anymore. But you do have a couple. There's less. There's less than before, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, but what about you, Shaggy? Do you feel that?
Sports, for me, I've said it the last few months, sports science, for me, has ruined football. That's my opinion of it. I think it's too much around this athleticism, too much around these, you know, key metrics that don't really have much to do with the, you know, the natural aspect of the game for me. You know, players like, for example, Bergkamp, Zidane, you know, in this day and age, they'd be looked at in pace. They'd be looked at in, you know, XG, XA. All of this, to me, has ruined football.
A lot of science involved.
Yeah, that's why, for me, you won't get these names because they're seeded out before they even reach the main stage, you know. Yeah. When they're coming through, they're probably not being selected instead of players who are faster, who might be who might just understand the system a bit better or something like that. A lot of players get stifled now, you know. It's all about system-based football now. And if you're not part of that system moving forward, like if you're a right winger now, your job might be to get the best out of a centre mid, and it might not be to run down the byline anymore. You know, if you're a left back, your job might be to cover this, you know, if you're a centre mid, it might be to cover the left back now. Yeah. There's so many different jobs on the football pitch that you're not getting the creative freedom or the freedom in itself to see the best out of the players that we used to see anyway. Yeah.
Agreed. If you look at Juan Sebastian Veron, before he came to Manchester United, and I know this because I've been asking personal questions. Obviously, at the time when they came to United, it became more systems-based. No one can tell me that Veron weren't the techiest player at the time in that position in Lazio. He was up there, is what I'm saying. You know, at Lazio, he had the creative freedom, and for Argentina, because he was able to prove this even after he left United. But when he was at United and Chelsea, it didn't quite work because it was all about, like what you're saying, certain outputs. You know where I'm coming from? It wasn't about your creative freedom that a lot of these South Americans are used to or whatever it is. And I think the game has just gone more and more towards that side. How much slander, Turkish, do you think Bergkamp would have received?
Bro, don't do this. He would have received heat cooked on the TL.
Bro. Why isn't he running? He never runs. He never shows passion. Like, doesn't he care about the club? Like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, why did we sign him from Inter? Are we mad? This is what you're getting this generation, you know.
I liken it. The analogy I use is Tesco, right? Because I used to work at Tesco. It's like when they take away the servers, right? They take away the cashiers and they replace them with the self scans. The cashiers were moving at their own pace. They had a gentle smile. You know, they pushed your shopping along at their own pace. They had a bit of class about it. The self scans, you got to do it yourself. They're quicker. They're more athletic. Cool, it gets the job done. Might even be cheaper, but it's not the same. It's not the same. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it is. Like, for me, I just look at, and I feel like the more, you know, the more it moves to athleticism, the more you need athleticism to cover for the athleticism. Do you know what I'm saying? So if you have like Traore's running down the right wing of Wolves, you're not playing as Zidane at left wing. Do you know what I mean? You're not playing a Zidane type player at left wing. You're playing maybe an Adama Traore 2.0, so to trap that Adama Traore 2.1.0. Do you know what I mean? That's what it is.
I know you're a bit younger, but when we was growing up, you'll probably be on the cusp of it as well. It was like, how can I explain it? Players would have that creative freedom, and they wasn't labeled athletes. Now you can't be a player without being an athlete. And I think that's where it's kind of gone wrong. You know, athletics was for the athletes. You know, when the Walcott started coming in at Arsenal, for example, that's when I saw pace meant so much. But at the time, I didn't know where football was going. Now we know where it is. That was the moments there when Joel mentioned Veron. We brought in Walcott. You know, I don't know. I don't know if we're going to be able to go back, but I don't like that. It's basically become athletics. That's basically what football's become.
When I speak
yeah, go on, Joe.
I was gonna say, when I speak to people, then a lot of like ballers that I speak to, whether it be the current ones or people who know, I like to ask them what they thought of Paul Gascoigne. I never got to see Paul Gascoigne at his peak. I'll be real with you. Never got to see it. I wasn't watching football them times. But I always say to people, surely Scholes was better. Like, that's always my argument. Scholes must have been better. A lot of men say to me, Scholes couldn't, nowhere near. And we all know Gazza weren't no flipping athlete. So it makes me think of football in a different way to think, rah, what does that mean then? Like, does that mean that his brilliance was just, he was just allowed to be brilliant, innit? Like, really? You know where I'm coming from? Because no one can tell me that Gazza will be listening to 25 instructions. You know what I mean? Before going out into a game with, like you're saying, bare different jobs. So yeah, it is sad. I think it really, really is pretty sad. Of course, you want to see athleticism, but I look at players, I'm like, that's what I think is killing your Havertz and all these guys, because where's the actual skill? Is he allowed to express himself and be who he really is? I don't know. There's
only a few of them, like Joao Felix. There's only a few of them now. Like there's less and less of them. I'll go through some super chats and we'll get back into it. Zuzu was the reason I love football. I saw his volley against Leverkusen live in the stadium. Damn, I'm jealous. God damn.
Yeah, damn, live. What a memory.
I can't even say you recorded that, because if you was recording that, it would have been wrong. Enjoy that. Phil fell in love ever since. World Cup 2006 solidified his legacy. Facts. Another one here. Football as a whole. Thank you so much, OS. Football as a whole has changed. I don't care. Nothing will ever top UCL nights on ITV. Everything just seems so focused around technology and stats now. It's an interesting one. It's like, obviously there's, you know, maybe the younger viewers are going to be like, nah, I love this. You know what I mean? Because maybe it's all you've seen. But I don't know. I'm trying to grasp if people have maybe not fallen out of love with the game a bit more. But do you feel like there is something missing, or has anything replaced it that in football now that you love that you didn't have back then? Or do you feel like, yeah, there is something missing in football now with the athleticism? Or do you think these new things have helped?
It's the mix for me, man. It's the mix, you know. There should still be a mix. Because look, Vieira was an athlete, but he had Bergkamp in the same 11 who wasn't an athlete, but he was so cultured that it worked well on the football pitch, you know. Yeah. And then you'd have Henry, who's a bit of both, a bit of an athlete and cultured at the same time. So I think it's the mix. They've gone too far down chasing the athletic approach in every position. Fullback need to bomb forward and come back. You know, everyone needs to be doing some sort of job work rate rise now. That's why it's all gone down that route. There's still ballers out there, you know. You'll still get your Messis and the players like that are culturally just remind you of the old school type of football, like the love of the game. But moving forward, we're going to get a lot more Ronaldo type players than Messi's, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh no, you go.
Oh no, I'm going to move it on. So I'll let you, before I move on to the next topic.
Yeah. I was going to say, and especially because people do look up to the Ronaldos and stuff like that. Yeah, that is what really, really good. I'm not saying people don't look up to Messi, but there are a lot more of those type of well-oiled engine type players, you know. And it makes me sad just thinking about it. Move on, please. Move on.
that was achievable. You see it? It's all. I guess it's opened the door for people that can look at Ronaldo and say, if I put my head down and work that hard, I can do it. But with Messi, you can't look at Messi and say, if I do this, that, or that, I can be him. He's just something else. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So his level is not achievable for me. Whereas Ronaldo, looking at him like, if I do what he done, eat well, do this, do that, they might get there. That's how I look at it.
It's true.
Have you seen something in the chat, Joel?
What they said?
No. I don't know. I thought you said something in the chat.
No. I'm always laughing at the chat. I was just agreeing with Turkish on that one.
But before I'll move it on to I guess the international break, right? And before we get into Turkey, because Turkey did a madness. Listen, Turkish, I'm not stupid, you know. I was never gonna let this run without talking about Turkey slapping up Holland, which was absolutely mad. I didn't know, because to be honest, international football at this in the qualifying stage, it doesn't do it for me. So sometimes I miss these games. I'm like, you know what, cool, it doesn't matter. I'll wait until it gets to the comp. But when I saw that result, I had to go back and watch that madness unfold. Obviously, England did a thing last night against San Francisco or San Andreas, whatever it is. It's all good. Do you know what I mean? We'll talk about that as well. But just before we get into that, there was another case, I think, of you know what, because I can't say it on YouTube, in the German camp. Was it the German camp? Yeah, I think it was. And then they had their game delayed. I don't know. I don't think they ended up playing in the end. Do you guys think it's a bit mad to be playing international games during a pandemic, or is it just me? I mean, there's two sides to it, because of course you have to get these games done to get the tournament. But what are your thoughts on it? Do you think safety and health is more important, because it's the clubs that pay these players at the end of the day? Do you know what I mean? So there's a certain responsibility about it as well. How do you guys feel about it?
Joe, I don't know. Have you got anything there?
I do have quite a lot.
Yeah, go on.
Look, you know, when I put my business hat on, payroll Joel, I look and I go, everyone's got a job to do. If it's not the footballers going to do international business, I'm sure Turkish, you got friends that are doing international business. I got friends that have to travel to certain countries to do business, and they got to do what they got to do. They got to get there safely. They got to get back. They've got to keep the things running. Do you know where I'm coming from? And it's the same when you look at it from a footballer's perspective. Is because we look at football as more of a celebrity thing, and we look at what they earn and we go, yeah, like we get hyped. But the reality is they've got a job to do. Now, if they can get to that job in the safest way possible, which is what they're doing, they're very, very good with the way they close up the camps. That's why the Foden thing and Greenwood thing was such a big thing last time, because everything is supposed to be respected, and you respect the country so that there's minimal spread. Then they're doing their job. You know, end of the day, they're doing the job and they're trying to keep everyone safe. There's that side. Then there's a side where people go, well, do you know what I mean? Should they be playing at all anyway? I guess it depends on if you see football as a job or not. I see it as a job, most importantly. And because it's a job, they got to go out there and do what they got to do. If it wasn't a job and they're going out there for a jolly, I'd be like, stay your ass at home. But because that's not the case, do your thing.
Well, where are you two from, country-wise?
The Congo.
And then my grandparents, so Jamaica, born in London, but Jamaican roots there.
You see, I'm coming obviously being Turkish and growing up originally in a household, I was watching Turkish football, and then international scene. Turkey finished third at the World Cup, then they went semi-finals of the Euro. So we've had moments internationally, that I not look forward to international break, but I don't mind it. You know, okay. I actually enjoy watching what Turkey and Ireland have to bring. Right now, Ireland are not bringing much, but Turkey are, and I enjoy that. I think it's a welcome break. Maybe it's because I'm an Arsenal fan, and it's such a mess right now. It's a welcome break from it. So I'm not with the majority that are like, international break. I'm tired of it. Like for me, some of my best football moments came in that World Cup run that Turkey had. You know, and it's a different feeling as well. It's proud to see, you know, your people, your country doing it. I asked you what country you guys are from, because obviously Turkey have reached that level, not winning it, but the feeling. I think I compare it to Ghana as well, making
being proud,
because North London was buzzing, the Ghanaian community buzzing, same way the Turkish community was buzzing when we went fed, and I like that. You know, I like that a lot. So for me, international break, especially when you're playing Holland and beating them 4-2. Bring it on, mate. Give it to us every month. But I get it as well, because look at Norway, Odegaard. He got taken off at half time. He's injured. Look how important he should have been, or should be, to our Europa League run. Let's hope it's not too bad. Yeah, but that's the downside of international football. Your key players might pick up an injury in a qualifier that might not mean that much in the end.
Do you know what? I had this thought the other day, and I don't know if it sticks, but I said to myself, why don't they condense the league season so you don't have these injuries happening, like Kante getting injured there, pulling a hamstring, I think it was for France, Odegaard ankles for Arsenal as well. Saka, I don't know if that happened with England or that was on the back of the Arsenal game, but he had a little issue as well, and many others, and this always happens. It's a given, you know. To be honest, when an international break happens, and I see, you know, all my players, you know, 12, 13 of them gone, I'm like, we're definitely, there's one injury coming back, guaranteed. Why don't they condense the season and then move these qualifiers to the end of the season, give the players their holiday, and then put the qualifiers just before the tournament starts as like a little pre-season for them before the tournament starts? Or would that not work?
It's a mad one because they're doing World Cup qualifiers now. Euros come up in the summer.
They're playing the World Cup in November, you know. I just caught that yesterday.
Oh yeah, damn! Is it in November? Or is it in the summer?
Yeah, I know the same look that Turkish had in his face. I had that yesterday. I said, hold on.
This November.
Bro, the World Cup is going to be in either November or December, bro.
The winter, oh my goodness. Yeah,
I don't know,
the winter
man. I don't know
World
what's
Cup,
going on.
Just think of it, bro. Because and let's just say I'm completely wrong, because I heard it from a commentator yesterday, yeah? Even if I'm wrong, they would have it next December, November, which means that they would then have it, then the Euros would be straight after that anyway.
Yeah. So either way,
there's going to be a clash. If not this tournament, the next tournament. Bro, I am hearing, yeah? That's why I decided to step up my extra gym game. I said, fam, brands, shout me. I am not playing games, bro. Like, it's a big year for football, you know?
That's mad. That's very condensed. Condensed.
It's going to be a mad season. Like, mad season. So
how did they even get that done? Because the Club World Cup, like when Liverpool went away to do their thing, it's like that, but like 10 times bigger. And I just don't know how are the players going to have any... I've been talking about this for a while, and I've been flirting around the subject without really going into it in detail, so this is probably a good time. These players don't get no rest, no breaks. Like the last season to this season, because of the pandemic, there was no real time in between. Then you've got Euros at the end. Then you've got when do these players rest? It's again, it's like people think they're robots. They're not robots. They need rest. I don't know how they do it.
It's true. Really don't. It's mad, and I think there's a danger in doing that, because if, for example, I think what you then find, what I've heard from some of these coaches, is them saying that there's so many games that now everything's about the recovery tactics, trying to give people the best recovery possible, because in regards to what they're doing, like you're saying, bro, how many training sessions do you need when you're already playing 2-3 games a week? Like, international. Nah, man, it's crazy. If I was a player, I would start slacking off in training, you know.
and to add to that as well, I feel like if you was to move the idea I had about moving them to the end of the season, you would get more chemistry out of the team for these qualifiers, because they would be working together for longer. So I think it suits club football and international football the same way. I think the schedule would change drastically. Maybe the season.
They want their holidays in the piece.
Yeah, but then the season would finish late March instead of May. So then, you know, if you really condense it and you take away all these international breaks and just say, no, we're going to get the season done, and it goes from like September to late March, and everything is stopped before then. Say
that again. Sorry, I'm trying to understand. Sorry.
So like, you see, if you used to take out all the international breaks that you get during the season.
Oh, you mean I get you.
And then condense the season. So then the season finishes maybe late March or early April instead of May. Then they still get their holiday. And then you do the qualifiers just before the tournament starts. You have the one group, and then it's more chemistry.
You know what the problem is? Is that during the course of the season, sometimes people try things. That's what they're doing. They're trying the chemistry. It's a chance to give people a fair time, because otherwise you could be playing good the whole season, bro. Man has a little dip at the end of the season, and because of that, that's cost you your whole international place. Is that fair or not?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's mad. I want to get into it, because obviously Turkish has shown his love for the Turkish national team. I think like England is a little bit different, you know. We got a love-hate relationship with the national team. I definitely do. I mean, I remember obviously the World Cup, we got to the semi-finals. The route was a little bit sketchy, the penalties and everything, but we got there, and everybody wasn't really even sober, a lot of us, so we don't really objectively analyze what happened. But when you look back on it, it was quite an easy route. But I feel like English football and the English national team, there is that love-hate relationship because we are underperforming and we haven't seen, you know, even a team to really be like, yo, this is a really great team for a while. So I'm going to ask some very difficult, mad questions. And I feel like Turkish is smiling. He knows where I'm taking this, right? I'm going to go to Turkish first because he showed love for the national team. What would you take as a fan, as a football fan? Would you take the World Cup with Turkey, or would you take a Champions League and Premier League double with Arsenal? Which one are you taking?
I think he's going for Turkey. I'm just saying what I think.
No, I can't lie. Like my natural response is that it is that. I've seen Arsenal deliver me some great moments. Moments. Yes, we haven't delivered the Champions League, but to see Turkey win a World Cup would be mad.
The pinnacle.
Listen, we finished third in the World Cup, and it felt like we had won.
Yeah, well, you got a bronze medal. It's more than we got last time.
And even when I think about and I talk about it, it feels like we won something in that. You know, it feels like such a moment for Turkey internationally that I can't lie. If Turkey win, I'd have to go with that. I'd have to go with my natural response.
Yeah,
Joel's right.
Mad. I tried to make it sticky.
You know what? I know because look, I get the chance to chat to Turkish here and there offline, innit? And even though sometimes we don't do a lot of shows, I know that there's principles that we have. Sometimes it's not the same, but we have principles. You get me? And I understand what it means for a country to win a championship like that. I love Turkey. Is one of my favorite places on the planet. I got my hairline done there. I'm going back. You get me? That's me. In general, it's a beautiful place, beautiful women, beautiful everything. You know what I mean? So, what that does for the tourism, for it, or not even just tourism, but what it does for the country and the people, it shines a light there. That's why I would rather see the Congo win the World Cup over England any day, because what that would mean for my people, bro, would have a lasting effect for hundreds of years, bro.
Hundreds of years. Next generation, they will select Turkey. Matisse, let me ask you a question. Treble with Chelsea or Jamaica win the World Cup?
See, when you say Jamaica,
he's a young buck, man. They're the same.
Because grandma and granddad would be doing madness in the house. Are you mad? I have to take the World Cup. If you said England now, I would have just taken Chelsea.
Come on.
I like England, and I feel a connection there, but it's not that deep. Do you know what I mean? Where I'm gonna sacrifice bare trophies with Chelsea in like Champions League, Premier League. I'll give it up. But when you said Jamaica, I was like, all right, cool. That's a World Cup the vibe would just be ridiculous. There's a big Jamaican population in London. It would be mad. It would be absolute
Carnival would be mad that year.
Yeah, what? Bro, Notting Hill Carnival. And I feel like also because the countries that we're naming here are not likely to get it, it makes it easier to say yeah. Whereas if we was German or Spanish, we'd be like, it's not really that deep. We've already got it recently anyway. But because our countries are almost nearly extremely unlikely to win it, it's not even a difficult. My
team don't even make AFCON, bruv. My team doesn't even make AFCON, bruv. You know how bad you have to be to not even make that? Like it's mad.
Bro, I feel for countries in Africa, Jamaica, because Turkey been through it. The amount of players you could have had, I don't know off the top of my head for Congo, but Jamaica we do. It would have been a different 20 years we've had if that option not to pick the country he was born in was there. Andre Gray? He done an interview. Did you see that interview with Gray talking about the national?
No.
So basically, he's coming out to say he's always wanted this and he's been working on this behind the scenes. It's been difficult, but he's 30 plus. Like, I want him and future players to tell the truth and say, obviously, I wanted to play for England, but it hasn't happened. And I feel like over my life, I've learned that turning out for the home nation of my, parents or grandparents would mean a lot more. But instead, he's kind of covered it up. But it's good to see Jamaica bringing in players that haven't made the cut at England. That's the first step. Look at Ireland. Ireland are dead right now.
They are. I'm in Ireland now, so I know, bro. Everybody's quiet.
we're a Declan Rice and a Jack Grealish down. because of the politics in international football. That's politics. And England, France, Germany, these countries benefit off those politics more than any. Who scored for Germany yesterday? Third goal. Gundogan.
Yeah, Turkish.
What is he? Gundogan, Emre Can, and Mesut Ozil could have been Turkey's free midfield for 10 years, but it wasn't. It wasn't.
Do you, so to build off that, then, do you guys feel like players should have to play where they're born?
Yeah,
and make that a rule to make international football maybe more interesting. Because I'm not gonna lie, you telling me that midfield Turkey could have, telling me that Irish midfield. If that was the case, I'd be watching internationals all day. I think it would be way more entertaining. You
have to take out the option. Maybe there's still going to be options there because there's mixed. Like, for example, my child's half Sierra Leonean, half Turkish. So he's got, for me, his options growing up would be Sierra Leone, Turkey, or Ireland. That would, I'd remove the option of the country you're born in, because look at that America, the one that chose America recently. What's his name?
From Barca.
No, was it him? Wasn't it Yusuf something or?
I don't know, you know.
But basically, there's a young guy that just picked America, and his only allegiance to America was he was born there. He was raised in Germany. He was like he came from another country. Huh?
Serginho Dest.
It must be him. It must be. And I just think to myself, like, well, next time my partner's pregnant, I might as well fly her to Brazil, have it there quickly, come back, and then in 20 years you can pick Brazil, innit? Like, it works like that. And it just makes it political. It makes it political. Look at France's team that won the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's an African sport.
It was literally Africa on the map, bro. Literally. They won Africa won the World Cup.
And then you got Mendy making ignorant comments online that doesn't help.
What was his comments?
I remember someone put all the flags of all the players down the squad for France. Mendy edited it and put French flag next to each and every one of them.
He's an idiot, though.
Why is he an
idiot?
He's French, but he's not understanding what the other guy's saying. You know,
that guy's not a footballer. He's a social media influencer.
Oh, that Mendy, the brother that basically just like just didn't even play, like just literally just turned up.
Yeah, it must be. You're talking about Man City Mendy, right?
Yeah. Him.
Silly.
I look at him as a thingy, and I just think you're just a joke, man.
Just a clown.
Ignorance is bliss for some, innit?
This super chat from Andre, much appreciated, bro. If Turkish national team didn't fight my Swiss brethren.
Hey, don't talk about it. Swiss. I mean, what's his name? Sepp Blatter done us against Switzerland a few years ago. Not a few years ago. Sepp Blatter done us. Oh my days.
Fill me in.
Go on.
Well, he didn't do us, but there was a match where we won. I think it was 4-2. It was a playoff for the World Cup. And the refereeing decisions in that match, in the end, Turkey like literally were chasing down Switzerland off the pitch because they was vexed with what happened. Like it was like the Chelsea Barca where Drogba was flipping, but it was the Turkish national team flipping. And we got Switzerland in the Euro, so Granit Xhaka, you know, come up against Turkey this season. Come on, let's see it. Let's have it.
How are you feeling for the Euros? Because England is just the same story every time. I've seen our group. I expect us to qualify. And then when the going gets tough and we actually have a serious fixture, I expect us to get clapped.
I'm vexed because I was meant to go Turkey, Italy last year. That was going to kick off the Euros, June the 12th, I believe it was, Friday in Rome. I was looking forward to that. Then COVID comes and it ruins that whole. So we're going to kick off this tournament against Italy. I think we got Italy, Switzerland, and off the top of my head, is it Croatia? I might be wrong there, but I think we'll get through.
Tough group.
Yeah, it's a tough group, but I think we'll get through. Let's just hope we don't choke when it comes to because listen, we beat Holland 4-2.
Yeah, talk to us. How did you feel, man? Because
in the qualifiers for the Euros, we played France twice and got 4 points. So it's actually nothing new, you know. For me, we've slowly been coming up, and then you're seeing like Demiral at Juventus, Soyuncu at Leicester. You're seeing West Brom get Yokushler in a young centre mid, Turkish. So you're seeing a lot more Turkish players coming through. Cengiz Ünder went to Leicester as well. So I think this new generation coming through, there's something about them, but we're just not complete. That's why I wouldn't go and put my neck on the line and say we can win it.
Over the next 50 years. Yeah, guys, don't be surprised if these people start to pick their countries more, Like what you're seeing now. Yeah, it's happening. It's happening bit by bit, man. I'm starting to see it now. Like, it's happening. You know what I mean?
Even that Nigerian team I spoke about with Dami on his stream, I said to myself, bro, look at that team. It could have been mad.
Because like you said, like what Turkish was saying, a lot of it is players that feel like they can't play for England or whatever. So don't get me wrong, but the more and more that they're going, people are waking up going, oh, actually, this ain't that bad, you know? And then they're telling other people.
If they all went to their team, it would be a good team.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
100%.
I think what it is with those national teams is that they need to sort themselves out as well, because I was chatting to one or two players and they were saying that is the bit that lets people down, though, because sometimes their professionalism or the way they even try to entice people, or you want to play for me, yeah, then you got to pay us 10,000, blah, 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 or that's not nice either. There's still a lot of underneath the table stuff. So if we can sort out the politics, I think there's happy days for people playing internationally, man.
100%.
I was going to say, sorry, Turkish. Someone put me onto Turkish drill the other day, yeah? Because my father is Turkish.
Yeah.
He's my guy, innit? And he put me onto, bro, I'm a man that I'm careful with the words that I listen to, yeah? But that thing is fire, fam.
Yeah, I can't lie. Even I'm surprised with the way Turkish music has changed over the years. When I was growing up, it was all love songs and slow singing, and now it's a mad thing.
It's wavy.
Look at these guys in the chat. You man are ruthless. 500 likes. Man's going Bullski. Now, we ain't taking KSI's thing. It's going to be called Mad Bald or something. I don't know. Bald Man. We'll go Bald Man. Make sure at the end of the stream, you go into the comments and you hashtag Bald Man. Because think about it. If you really want it to happen, you'd want to get it done before the big 6. That's 2,000 live concurrent viewers minimum that are going to see my head just looking all shiny and whatnot. Man, we'll oil it up. Do you know what I mean? I'll go in there and reflect Saeed from blind the brother.
Why don't you do a reverse mohawk for the show?
No, I'm doing bald, innit? I'm doing bald. I'm not going to get... Because then if I start doing mad hairstyles, people will be submitting, R9 and all this. And I'm like, you know what? No, let's just keep it very, very, very simple for the people. And then I'm not going to stream tomorrow. And then I'm going to stream on Monday. I'm going to get a little Chelsea gathering. And then I'm going to be bored for the Sunday stream. So 500 likes and we got Bald Matt. So if you go into the comments after the stream and you type Bald Matt, then when the people come, the playback, they'll be like, yo, what's going on here? And then they'll know what to do. So you man have got to get it done because I'm not going to help you. Don't think I'm going to go onto Twitter and get this moving for you. It's not happening. Top stream, gents. Want to see Bald Matt for Battle of the North. Listen, it can happen. That's going to be a long week for me, still. I can't even lie. I was going to wait until Chelsea lost the game or something, but I thought to myself, do you know what? I actually felt very bad because, like I said, I went into the live chat and I saw people from all different countries and different time zones, and they were all waiting. And I was like, nah, this is mad. So I have to pay the price. I have to pay the penalty. Joel, obviously, we beat San Francisco 5-0 yesterday. Did you get any emotions out of it? Did you jump for joy? Is football coming home?
That's one of my biggest problems with England. I feel like I've never seen a team that's so not tested when it comes to qualifiers, because they always seed higher, right? Which sometimes I don't think they've always deserved to, if I'm to be really honest with you. And that is actually a hindrance for me, because I feel like they're never going to improve because they're playing Muppets. The amount of times we played San Marino, I've gone to San Marino. Like growing up, it's like it comes around like, again, like, just played you, man. Like it's like, I need to see a tally of the fixtures and the amount of teams that they played. It's always the same. San Marino is on top. Lovely place, a little bit racist, but you know what I mean? Like besides that, the actual place looked decent, innit? And yeah, I just don't think you learn a lot in those games. I see Gary Lineker was so happy with his tweet yesterday. He goes, yeah, it's a bit pointless, innit? It's a bit boring.
Very. That's my point. Because either you're going to call up the fringe of the England squad, the players that you haven't seen yet that you need to see. But then again, you really do want to get to know and build relationships amongst the players that are probably going to go to the Euros. But these fixtures where you're playing San Marino and whatnot, that's not a test. No offense. I know Ollie Watkins got his goal, but I'm not surprised. It wasn't a test for him. That was like League One opposition. I don't even know what league I would even put that man on. So every time that they score a goal, the whole country goes mad. That's how undernourished it is for them. Do you know what I mean? In terms of success. So for me, it's just a very pointless. I mean, it's because England are always top of the seeds or whatever, so they always get these fixtures. But you're right. I've seen England play San Marino, Malta, all these guys about 100 times. I would like some competitive fixtures.
Montenegro, oh my days.
Bro, Montenegro every year, bro.
Look at that.
Huh?
Look at that. Someone in the comments said San Marino has 40k citizens. Bro, there's more man in Croydon than that. And I guarantee you, if I was to round up the man from Croydon who have been good ballers at a time, give him a little bit of fitness training, they can beat San Marino, bro.
Lad, I got 40k on my YouTube. That's mad.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I got 50k on Twitter, 55k on Twitter, fam. That's mad. I got more people on Twitter than San Marino's got.
Yeah.
Fam, I think San Francisco and San Andreas got higher population in that country, you know. That's mad.
San Andreas and Vice City and that.
Oh, God. Blue Boys Network said Turkish Saturday. Oh, wait. It's kind of gone up. Let me see. Turkish Saturday team be hammering the man. What do you mean Saturday team? Have you got a team as well, Turkish? Like Rants?
Yeah, I got a team.
Oh, you have?
Well.
Yeah, you have, innit? Yeah. That's mad. How's is that still running? Oh, it can't, can it?
It's not. It's been pulled. But 4th of April, we're back. We're playing Rance's team first game back. So yeah, that should be a good one.
I want to come and see that, you know.
Enfield playing fields. I'll talk to you privately. We'll get that sorted.
If I'm there on the day, I would love to come and cover it in general as well. So
yeah, 100%. We'll play in Liverpool on the Saturday, so Sunday's free for the Arsenal fans. So yeah, I'll let you know.
Cool.
Mad. And listen, like I said, people, we're going to wrap it up because I don't want to give you, man, too much more opportunity to get the likes up with the live chat.
You didn't talk about England, though.
You really want to go into it? Because basically,
well, it depends on time, innit? Like, but I've got things to do. But I just want to, yeah. But
I know you're a busy man, so you know.
I know you guys are busy as well. You know what I mean? Like,
it was Turkey's day today. It was Turkey's day today.
Yeah.
And to be fair, England got more interesting fixtures. They got Poland next week, which is Lewandowski time. So that's going to be more interesting than this one that just went. We got Odegaard and Haaland next. Oh, raw, Norway. That's going to be fun.
Tomorrow.
That's a party. Yeah. Oh, tomorrow. Oh, I'm going to tune into that. Is Odegaard fit?
Well, when I was talking about his injury, people were saying he's ready for tomorrow. So it sounds like it. So yeah, bring it on, man. Bring it on. Have him fit and ready. Let's just hope Turkey don't damage him, bruv. Car. We need him at Arsenal.
Joel with a little cheeky wink. Listen, people. Make sure you go and follow Joel. Look at that. The @ is right there, just under his name on the IG. Man just hit, was it 50K?
A young 50K. To be very honest with you, we were doing a lot more, as you know, on the Cheekysport account. It got shut down on the madness. It got shut down twice, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You should actually do like
twice,
500,000, to be really honest with you, something mad like that. But you know what? It's life. You're learning. You keep on moving. Come show some love. I try to talk to people in messages when I can. And yeah, man, just, stay following the journey because we've got a lot of interesting stuff coming,
we're going to wrap up. So let the people know about 5 Live and all the madness that's going down there. Any little teasers?
Man, do you know what I mean? I say it straight, man. I'm really lucky to have a show with Rio every Monday. Stephen Howson as well is on there, of course. So it's us three. And we talk football weekly on the 5 channel on YouTube, and it's live at 5 p.m. every Monday. And it's going really well. Subscribers are growing massively, and we try to get on like guests and stuff like that. So some of the guys that we've spoken about today, without saying, we're going to be speaking to them real soon as well. So just stay tuned, man. That is proper. It's proper going to go big. So catch us while it's early,
Yeah, exactly. Hop on the train while it's still at the station. You don't want to be one of them ones that are chasing the train from the tickets aren't there. Turkish, let them know, bro. Let them know what's going on.
I've just been learning off Joe. I've just been taking notes, Carl. Listen, he's the man around here. So obviously, big up Joe. I see that 5 thing. That's a big show still. So keep that up, my bro. Keep that up. And like he said, make sure you go over and subscribe and all that. It's been one of those years, man. So yeah, everyone support the thing. Car football's coming back soon for us all properly. Fans coming back in. Yeah. And make sure you subscribe to everyone so you're keeping up to date with everything. My team, Turkish LDN, big 6 show Monday, Friday, and everything else is just off the cusp. I'm going to be doing a lot more work with AFTV moving forward, but there will be an announcement soon on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And the pod already, isn't it, with Lee and everyone?
Yeah, so there's another one coming out, and then there'll be an announcement soon enough anyway.
But I want to big you up as well, Turkish, whilst we're doing it, because listen, to go off branch and do your own thing and stay consistent, just like what Matt is doing, it's not easy, bro. Do you know where I'm coming from? And the way you've been able to put yourself to a level where even, you know what I mean, people got to give it to you, bro. Like, it's not easy. Otherwise, everyone would be doing it.
Yeah,
so, yeah, man, love it. Make sure you go check out his stuff as well, man.
I appreciate that. Like, bro, remember, I don't even remember where I met you first, Joel, but I remember you was one of the inspirations. Do your thing. Yeah, that was it. Do your thing, man. Do your thing. And then here I am doing my thing. And 40K later, we're here, man. We move.
Big up, man. Listen, big up both my boys. Make sure you go and subscribe to Turkish. Like I said, Big 6 tonight. The quiz. I don't know what's going on, but it's going to be a madness. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to leak any info. I'm going to go check out the group chat as well and see what's popping in there.
I need to put the update in there.
You know what I'm saying? Everyone said Bald Tease. I think Bald Tease is a good name. I'm not going to lie. I couldn't think of a good one. That's George, you got it spot on. Bald Tease is the way to go. Listen, people, if you want it for the Big 6, you already know what you need to do. 500 likes and I'm cutting my hair. As soon as I see the 500 like, I'm going to do it. Make sure you follow Joe on the IG as well. 5 Live as well. You know, bro, listen, everybody's working. You know, the work's getting put in. Everybody's grafting. I need to take some tips off Joel for that IG now. My IG is slacking. That's the next thing I need to sort out. Do you know what I'm saying? Twitter's sorted. YouTube's looking okay.
Where the money's at, man.
Listen,
I know what I'm about.
IG is long for me. Let me get that pattern. Do you know what I mean? I need to get that pattern next. So we need to go and get 10K.
Matisse, a few months ago, you said YouTube's long for you, but look where we're at now. Look where we're at now, my bro. Trust me. Just put your head down and do your thing. You're doing 100%.
Well. I appreciate it. And listen, big up to everybody in the live chat. Like I said, massive apologies to what happened yesterday. You know the punishment's pending because I feel like you man are gonna get the job done. I should do this more often. You know the ones where you give them a real goal for the likes, they get it done. So I'm sure later on today I'm gonna be getting cussed on the Big 6. I look forward to it. And listen, people, that's about it. I let these boys go and listen, big up yourselves, and I'll see you guys on Sunday. Tomorrow we're gonna take a break tomorrow, and then Sunday we're gonna drop another upload. In a bit, people.
Yes,
love.